Welcome to the Hidden Driveway Show. I'm your host, Amu, and then joining me today, we have a very special guest, Pastoria. If you would like to introduce yourself.
Hey, I go by the name Pastoria. I don't know what genre of music I make, but I'm an artist. I just released a compilation like a month ago. You should listen to it.
What's that called?
Oh, um, it's called Everything. I think it's called Everything Else So Far, but I can't remember because I just like do compilations when I've got like enough stuff. Um, I think it is, right? Or is it Everything So Far?
No, I have it written down. Wait,
It's
what is it?
really bad.
Everything else so far.
I can't remember. Oh, Everything So Far is a Pine Grove album.
Oh yeah, you
That's
sent it to
why
me earlier.
I
Yeah.
remember it.
Do you think there could be a Pastoria Pine Grove crossover at some point?
Maybe. Maybe. I think I sampled them once. I think I sampled Need 2 when it was really popular. Um, but I didn't make anything good. I'd love to though.
hmm I think they're gonna ask you, not the other way around.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, so to get us started off, I'm gonna make this a recurring segment now. What do you want to talk about? What's on your mind right now?
Well, I just got back from uni and I made eggs for the first time in like 10 weeks or something. Um, and I made them fried and I feel like that was a bad decision. And I've been like thinking all day, like how should I have cooked them eggs? And I want to get your input. What's the best way to make
Okay,
eggs?
well, I know we've had this discussion before. I'm a big scrambled fan personally, but that's also like so at my college, that's like all they serve is just like scrambled eggs. I think they have hard.
Is it good?
Okay, well, okay, the first semester when I would eat them, I would like have really bad like diarrhea like every day that I'd
Oh
have.
my God.
So I cut them out for a while, but then recently they've been fine. But so maybe not like those eggs specifically, but like generally scrambled is pretty good. They also
That's
I think it's
true.
hard boiled, but like it just looks like they picked an egg up off the ground and put it like to eat. So I've never had those before.
Ooh. No, that's not good. It's like scramble is really good, I agree. But like when it's been under like a heat lamp for ages, then there's just like loads of water at the bottom of the tray, and I just think it's like, ooh,
Mm.
it ruins it. But yeah, second best maybe.
Second best. Okay. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. Eggs. Boo. That's a tomato. Mm. All right. Okay. So new artists often struggle to find their voice, and you have some of the most unique and textured sounding songs that I've ever heard. So I was wondering, what advice would you have to artists just starting out that are trying to find their sound still?
Um, I mean, I struggled with this for like a year and a half. I think you just have to try stuff. Like with me, then I didn't really like have any artist that was like, I'm gonna copy you or like I really like this song. I want to make this. Apart from maybe I think Dulcite by Porter Robinson. I think like on four separate occasions, I've tried to remake that and like I haven't got anywhere. But you need to try stuff. You need to like all the plugins that come with your door. Then you need to try that. Um, there's like five or something that like I just discovered randomly and like I've been using on every track since like 2021. So it's like if you have Ableton, beat repeat, uh, sloppy delay. Um, I can't remember what it's got. I think it's granulaser. Um, you'll have to check that, but that's really good. Um, just have a play around with stuff. If you're a new artist as well, I feel like it's really difficult to like. You feel as though like you'll make something, it'll take you like 2 or 3 hours or something, and then like you'll go on Spotify and you'll like listen to like um I don't know what to call it, like pro music, like from big artists and
Hmm.
stuff who like have been in the game for like decades. You'll listen to that like, damn, I am really bad at this. You need to stop thinking like that. And you get a lot more inspiration and you start taking yourself a lot more seriously. Go easy on yourself, I would say.
Yeah, I think another thing to like keep in mind is just like everyone has their own path. Especially hard when you're making music with
Mm.
like other people,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then you're like, they can do this and I can't do that. But it's also like you have to remember that
Yeah.
there's like a thing that you can do that's like specific to you at some point. Like I know we've all talked about this before, but like in 2021 we were first doing like Links Club stuff. I was good with
Mm.
melody and like nothing else. Like my drums were like comically bad, But like everyone just kind of told me like you're good with this thing.
Like,
You should focus on that more, and eventually like all the other stuff
mm,
caught up. So I think just don't be too hard on yourself, and
yeah.
just keep making stuff because you kind of pick stuff up as you go.
I think as well when you said like about people like comment on your drums, then like that brings me to like send your music to your friends, get feedback. Because if you think something's bad, then your friends likely won't. Um, or they'll find other things. But like, if you don't send stuff to friends, then you won't find out that like the stuff people like and don't like about your music is down to opinion. And when you're the one deciding if your music is good or bad or real or fake, I used to struggle with. Then if you don't have anyone else's opinion, then like yeah, you like get trapped in this mentality that like it's not good enough or like it's bad. You need feedback because like there's been loads of occasions like where I've like tracks that you've made with drums on from like 2021 as like an example.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's like
I think also just finding a group of people that you can actually like show your work to and are willing to be receptive because like I used to show music to like my IRL friends in like eighth grade, and like obviously they don't really know like I think people would be like, oh, that's good, and listening back to it, and that's not even just
yeah,
me being hard on myself. It's like that was offbeat. Like that's not how you should make
mm,
music. But yeah, if you can ideally find like a community to like work with, not only can y'all learn from each other, but also they understand where
yeah,
you're coming from, so the feedback's a lot more like helpful, I think.
definitely. LYNXCLUB was that for me, and then I don't know what it is now, but like that kind of like group of people has always been there and like listened and like helped and sometimes like I'll just like go live and like make something people are like, oh, you should try this, you should try this. Like that's really important. You need to find that.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure you yourself have some influence that have shaped the way that you create music today. So I was wondering, who would some of those influences be that like impact your
um
work?
oh, that's tough. um I mean, I said Porter Robinson earlier, but I don't think very much. It's just Dulcich.
Mm,
In terms of like synths, uh I guess like a big one, even though I don't really like her as a person, is Jane Remover.
mm,
I don't make stuff that sounds like her, but like her whole like catalog of like her self-titled stuff, like Leroy um especially recently. That like that's like I've been listening to like Leroy for days. Um, the drums on that like Twerk Nation stuff, um, all that's like pretty big. Um, I guess like for my more like instrumental stuff, then Aphex Twin, I guess Boards of Canada.
mm,
Um, but to be honest, I think there's a lot of influences. I can't really pin down many.
mm. Yeah, I feel like
Uh,
your sound's just so like specific. It's even hard to pin like a genre on it sometimes, on like what it is. So I knew that that was gonna be a hard question, but
I should go with that. Oh, Devon Hendrix. Not so much like JPEG Mafia is like later stuff, but Devon Hendrix especially. Like the way he samples stuff and the way he like stitches tracks together. That's pretty inspirational, I think.
yeah, it just it's so like yeah, I know with how you sample, it's just so like layered, and that's like where a lot of your like
Yeah.
texture comes from. I know you were showing me for Critical Remix. There's just so many like random tracks that you have in there. Like I know there's like a Pokemon song that's like barely audible, but
Yeah,
it like
yeah, yeah.
adds some of the like high end or something.
Yeah, from like Sun and Moon. What I did is I had like if you play Pokemon, Pokemon Sun and Moon, I think it's 10 Carat Hill. I've been trying to sample that for ages, and what I end up doing is I put loads of delay on it and then high end it and just have it in the background. And when you hear like piano bits in that track, Critical Remix, then it's from that track. But yeah, I tend to like get like little samples that I don't know how to use, like high end delay,
Mm.
and just put them in the background and they do cool stuff. Got a layer.
And your past work as Kovonaut that you more recently like you've been re-owning it recently. I know before you wanted to just like put it to the side, but
Mm.
you work with artists like Hagen to provide vocals for your instrumentals. And then more recently with Pastoria, you've been like using acapellas to make remixes, like for example, like Lil
Yeah,
B,
yeah,
JME, our ex nephew. So I was just wondering,
yeah.
going forward, do you think you'll have like original vocals on your music again, whether it's like yourself or maybe like another artist you'd want to work with?
Um, I think so, yeah. So I don't know. I was like, I'd love to be in a position where like I can sound good
Hmm.
on my own stuff. But yeah, I think like it's like a confidence thing. It would be nice to work with more people going forward. But I don't really know like who would that be? Because sometimes I like, listen to stuff I make and I'm like, there's not space to fit people on it. I think like with layering so many stuff,
Hmm.
then there's not space. It feels a bit like hostile to people who want to use it.
Yeah, but there's stuff like trap
But
metal where it's so
going
like
forward,
maximalist and people still figure that out. So I feel like you can
yeah,
definitely. It'd be hard to
mm,
mix probably, but
like,
someone would definitely be willing to hop over that.
that's true. And I can't mix for the life of me. So like I think there's a bit of like fear in there when it comes to mixing it. But yeah, maybe going forward, I just need to like send people stuff and just be like, okay, you can use this. Please use this.
Hmm.
I want to see what happens, and like, yeah, see what happens because it's better than not asking someone.
Yeah.
I think.
I know at least more recently you've also been more willing to work with other like producers. Like I know on your project you just released you have like Orangj did some production on one of your tracks.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, that's more like a my remix of Trees. I think it's Trees with a Z. Um, but like, I worked with him to make that, and he said like, "Oh, this is kind of like, yeah, this kind of finishes the track a little bit."
Yeah.
Um, but that was good fun. I plan to work with people more in the future, I'd say.
Yeah, that's exciting. Your music often puts me to very like nostalgic and innocent state of mind, right? So I was wondering, what were some of your favorite like childhood playground games?
Oh man. Um, I don't think I always got involved with this, but there was one called Bulldog, which was like at my school there's two hills, right?
Hmm.
Which are like oh, 100 meters away from each other. Um, give or take, and it felt like that at the time. I don't know, it might be like 50 meters or something. But we were basically you stand on the hill, and like a few people are bulldogs, right? And when they like say bulldog, then you have to like run to the other hill, and the bulldogs have to like try and tig you,
Hmm.
and
Wait,
if
take
they tig
you?
you, then you become a bulldog. Well, tag, sorry.
Wait, is it called
Like they
take in like the UK or something?
no we well that's the thing. It depends on where you're from. I always said tag,
Hmm.
um, but like tig is kind of like the other one, which is like equally acceptable.
Hmm.
But it really depends. Like some people call it it and like have really weird names for it. But I call it tag. But they tag you, right?
Hmm.
It's like hide and seek tag, but they there's no hiding and you're just running. Um, and then the last person that get tagged wins. So it's like, but like people get really rough with it, and the school would like have to
Break it
say,
up.
okay, you can't play bulldog anymore, which is
But how would they like
annoying.
enforce that though? If there's like 50 kids like running like all over the place.
That's true. They had people on the field, and they'd like give you detention
Hmm.
if you initiated it. It was very like um what's the word? Like illicit. Like someone would start up and like it was very covert, and then like loads of people would join, and like they can't do anything about it because then everyone would be in detention.
Yeah, I
But
know we have a
that's
game
one.
like that here. I think it's called like Sharks and Minnows,
Oh right.
where there's like except with that it's like there's sharks that are like in the middle, and then you have to like run past on the other side. And then if you get tagged, you become a shark.
No, that's it. That like that's exactly the same thing. I think it's just like a different name. Other people have called it like other stuff as well. I've heard like people call it British Bulldog, and I don't get like why you had like the first bit
I
because
think it's just a British thing
part of
in
their
general
fun.
because I haven't heard of that before. So
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's exactly the same as like sharks and minnows, by the sounds of it.
hmm.
But like they're allowed to run around. They just have to like they're not allowed in the hills.
Yeah.
You know?
So with the release of everything else so far, you shifted your sound to one that's a little bit more like dance focused because there's multiple Jersey club and house songs on there. I actually showed your music to some like live DJs that I know, and they really liked it and are gonna have like talked about putting it in their own sets. So I was wondering, would you
Oh
consider
man,
doing live DJing? Because I feel like your music would fit like translate pretty well.
I have thought about it. I've applied to my university's student radio. Sorry.
Hmm.
And whether that's like live DJing or whatever, then I'm not so bothered. But it's definitely something that I can like imagine myself doing, or even like live sets in general. I think that'd be quite fun. But I think I've only played like one URL Fest in the past, and that was like it took me like 4 months to arrange the set, and it was like 10 minutes long. So I don't know if I have like the concentration to like arrange it and do all the transitions
Yeah.
and stuff. That's partially why I'm avoiding doing like a full album or like EP or anything. It's all just compilations. I just can't be bothered to do all the transitions. Um, but maybe we'll see.
Was that the URFS? Was that the orange one?
It was, yeah, yeah. I might unprivate the set, but to be honest, it's literally just like tracks from the compilation, like right next to each other, and like the Ableton metronome counts you in like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So it's not that. I don't know. It's not that special.
Okay, well, that's better than mine though, because I feel so bad. I think I prepared mine like the day before, and it was like 3 tracks I'd already made, and then I put like, do you remember that
That's
like
what I did
Trench
there.
Baby Eli like Minecraft EP that was going around for a while, where he was just like rapping on Minecraft songs? I put that in the middle.
No.
It just like it slowly fades in, and then plays, and then fades out, and then it goes into like I think it was some unreleased song I had that never came out with someone, because that was like
That's
one
cool
of the only
though.
songs I had at the time. But I can't even find the set anymore. I think it got deleted.
That's fun. I never did that. I did that one track with on the first compilation, a Full of the Year. I had that one track
Court vision.
where I just put Soldier Boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I called it something different. It was literally just Soldier Boy in the chorus. That's the only time I've ever done that. But it's like I hear in I don't think you've listened to it, but the new Dariacore, like the final one,
No, I
which
haven't.
like, they called it something really edgy. No, they do that like all the time. And there's so many moments where there's just like an a cappella, like Harlem Shake or something. It'll play. It's just like it's so fun. I need to do that.
Yeah, I need to get him Dariacore also. That's like, cause I make these birthday presents for my friends that like match with their favorite songs, and I really want to get to like a
Yeah,
Dariacore level for like the next one. Cause
it's
it's
insane that
yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know if I think it's unattainable sometimes like Dariacore because like Jane is such a prodigy, but also such like an ass sometimes that like um I feel like you shouldn't attain to be her because she's like um yeah a genius and also if you make something that sounds like her she'll probably say like please take this down, this is unreleased me, I'm really unhappy.
Please
um
take my music off of
so
Sultan.
that was such a sad moment because you have to be looking for it to
Yeah.
and like all the songs on like YouTube she had one with Kamo that was unreleased. um Everything Comes Around, that's really good. I've been listening to that like a lot recently, but there's like comments on this one upload which is like please change her name to Jane, which I get, but it was like last month and stuff when like the title's already been changed. They're like please take this down, she doesn't want this. It's like, no, it's too good to be unreleased, you know.
Yeah. But also, she's just not even like making music like that anymore, so it's probably like
That's
gone.
true.
Like I don't think I've
I
seen
know,
a
but it's
song that she's
lame
produced
though.
for another artist in like probably like 2 years, and the last one was like a Juno song. I think that was like
Mm,
a minute 30.
that's such a shame. And it's like the no, I don't like her now. I don't like her after the Sammy 33 thing.
Yeah,
Um, that changed it, but yeah, you should do mashups though. Just don't aim to be her.
yeah. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to be. Okay. Do you know Tic Tac Toe? Like the artist?
I don't think so.
No. So they have their own like
Um,
Dariacore project called We Pop, and it's the
all
same kind
right.
of thing. But there's a bunch of like they have one song where it matches up like Me 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 by Hunter Gex over the like I think it's the We Shop theme or something,
That sounds so good,
and then it just
actually.
evolves in like a bunch of other
I can
stuff.
imagine that.
But it's really good like early 2010s like nostalgia.
You should do that. That would be fun. Or like even I don't think you've listened to either like how you say it, Zeev?
Oh, dude, I've
Zave?
been meaning to. My
That
friend showed
one.
me in the car like a while ago.
Yeah. That's the only thing that I think is like close enough to Darico to like be a spiritual successor, but like they seem like a really chill person and also like not problematic.
Hmm.
Um, Definitely try and copy them.
Your album covers are usually pretty scenic. Like with Sleepaway, you have like the river, and then
Mm.
a full other year and everything else so far are just like random like street locations. But you seem like you know a spot or two. So I was wondering, are there any places that you like to visit like in your area?
Um, I mean, in my area, then
or like just
there's
like
quite a lot.
like in the
Uh,
UK in general, like that you like going
in the
to?
UK, hmm, there's a town kind of nearby called Nesborough. That's really nice. Um, I really like Nesborough. I think I'm trying to think. This is a good question. The whole Northumberland coast is really nice. A lot of those like tiny, tiny towns, which are like, I mean, some of them are still fishermen villages.
Mhm.
They're really lovely, and the beaches just go on for miles, and it's beautiful. And then I've been lucky enough like this year to visit Oxford a lot. That is beautiful. Um, all places you should check out.
So if I'm ever in the UK for whatever reason, maybe I'm like held hostage over there, then I'll definitely
Yeah,
go
yeah,
check
yeah.
them out.
No, I'll do that. You have to, yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll definitely at some point. Actually, I've technically been to the UK before, but it was
What?
like
Seriously?
I was on a okay, so I was on a sailing trip for Boy Scouts, right? And we
Mm.
crossed over into the like UK's border for like a minute, and then we
What?
left. So,
Where were you? Like,
dude, I have
like France?
no. It was like so I was like at St. Thomas, or yeah, like that was it's not like one of the Virgin Islands, but I was sailing around there for a Boy Scout trip.
Oh, right. Oh, in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and at some point we like crossed over in the
Oh,
UK for a little bit.
okay. I was gonna say that's not very representative of the rest of the island.
Yeah,
I bet it was nice.
yeah, it was really nice. The water was really blue, which like I mean,
Man,
duh,
I'm
but
jealous.
I think my like distinct memory of it. But there's like I think what I remember the most from that trip was there was this guy that was a year younger than me that I had to go there with. Um, and everyone else already had their own like friend that they would like buddy up with, so I was kind of stuck with him. And at one point, so we all would have like flippers on because we were in the water a lot, right? And
Yeah.
he had a GoPro, and he would like if he saw something cool, he'd go take a picture of it, which is fine. But he would always like kick me in the face with his flipper when he was going to go look at it. And
Man.
then at one point we were going around like I forgot why, but somehow he became the leader, and we were like following behind him, and he took us down this like really weird route where we had to go like around a big like rock thing, and there were sea
Sounds
urchins,
so
and they
good.
were like we were here, and they were like right here, so I had to like tuck in my chest to avoid like hitting them.
Oh my God. That sounds really good though.
Yeah, it was really
I'm
fun.
jealous. We never did anything like that in Scouts. We did like
But you were in
we
scouts?
got like half an hour. I was for a bit,
I
yeah,
didn't
and
know
then
that.
I left because I got bored. No, it was only for like 2 years.
Hmm.
Um, and then I got like bored, and I was like, oh, I just want to like play on my computer with my friends, so I'm gonna leave. Which I regret, to be honest, but it was good.
I don't know.
We never went anywhere like the Virgin Islands, so
Yeah,
that's amazing.
yeah. There's like three big trips you can go on. There's at least in the U.S. there's like Philmont, which is this really big like hike you go on that lasts like 2 weeks, I think. So you like sleep outside and whatever. I was too much of a weenie for that one. Like I'm sure it's cool, but I don't know. It was my thing was I didn't like most of the people in my troop, so it was like I didn't want to be stuck with those people for 2 weeks because
Mm,
I don't
that's
know, I
true.
didn't really fit in that well. And then
Uh,
there's also Northern Tier where you go to Canada and you canoe for like a week, I think.
that sounds so good.
And then I did sea base, so there's like
But
a
like,
bunch of different locations, but it's like a big
mm,
sailing trip basically.
so good, man. Jealous. I'm
Yeah.
jealous. There was one to like Sweden one year, that the trip went on in like 2001, and there was these like big boards that were like still there when I went in like 2017 or something, and that was like the last time they went abroad. So
Uh,
comparison there.
uh, I have to burp. Hold on. Maybe not. Okay, I think I lost it. Okay. Uh, your first ever album was Coconut was titled Sleepaway.
Hmm.
Can you tell us about the strangest dream you've ever had?
Strangest dream. Oh Christ. I mean, I don't really remember many of my dreams. I'll try to think.
Oh,
I think what?
What? Are you on your...
What?
Wait, how did it do that?
I have no idea. Is it like do I have to do that and then it's like
Wait, are you on your phone right now?
No, I'm on a Mac.
No, I'm on a Mac too. What? I can't do
You just
that.
have to. I don't know how it does it.
Wait, I think if you do this,
What if you
it'll
do
slow
both?
too. Wait, yeah.
That's so good.
I think this is one also.
Man, I'm trying to think. There was a. I remember having a dream like 10 years ago where like all my friends' parents were in my one of the rooms in my house, and they had like a festival where they were like um decapitating people, and I was so like, what? And then they decapitated me, and the dream ended. But it was so like
Was it like the moment your
weird.
head came off, or did it come fully off and then you woke up?
It came fully off, and like people were like, "Yay!" and like celebrating and having drinks and stuff. It was like non-hateful.
Hmm.
If that makes any sense. Like it was just kind of like it's like a custom, and people were like no hard feelings. It wasn't like we hate kids.
Well,
It was just like a
were
thing
you
people
upset
did,
by
and like
it?
I understood. No, I was like, oh, this is just a thing people do. Like this is totally normal. This happens. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm ready for this. So weird. And then there was one where like there was one I had like a few days ago. But I think I've forgotten it now, and that was just such a weird dream. But it's like there's so many dreams I have where like something is like really, really off, or like
Hmm.
some like bizarre custom is like normal, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, this is completely fine. Like this is normal,
Hmm.
or like it'll be something like really scary is completely normal. And I'm just like, oh man, that sucks. The huge spider is back in town again, and I'm just like normal with it. But I think that's the only one that I really remember. It was so weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what mine would be. Uh, I think the one I always talk about is it's not that weird, but I was really into Harry Potter when I was younger. So this is like
What? Seriously?
yeah. So I read the first three books, and then
Yeah.
I got to like the fourth book later on. I was like, that's too much for me to read. So I got on my iPod Shuffle. I think so. It was just like a tiny little square, so I couldn't see the screen or anything.
Mm.
And I had
I
like
want one of them though.
and I had all the Harry Potter books like loaded up on there. So I listened to like all of them, and then I got to the seventh book, and I was like really close to finishing it. So I didn't want to fall asleep, but I guess I passed out, and in my dream I had like an iPod that was like permanently attached to me. Like I couldn't pull the earbuds out, and if I tried to like disconnect it and lose it, it would just come back. Like some lady would give it to me. But like I just remember I was walking around like random places. Like I think I was in my like there was one place that looked like a real life like Minecraft witch hut that I was in. And
Oh,
this there was this lady there that had
okay.
like it had to have been like 50 different like colored iPods. So this is like a thing that people did in that world apparently. Cuz she collected mine from me, but then I got it back later somehow. But the entire time I could still hear the Harry Potter book like in my dream. And
Oh, so like, did you go to like Hogwarts and stuff in the
no,
dream?
no, like I was doing whatever, but I could hear the book in my head. And then I own the books physically, right? So I checked afterwards, and the stuff I was hearing was actually in the book.
That's so weird.
I think it's one of those things where
Man.
like when you're like about to wake up and you can like hear the outside world, but it's in your dream still, like with your
Yeah,
alarm or
yeah.
something. I think it was like
Oh, I do
that,
that.
but for the entire dream.
Man, I'm actually really bad with the alarm thing. There's been like, I've started turning my alarm off in my sleep, and I'll be like, people are like, oh, you need to put it on your table or like your bedside table. I'm like, yeah, no, I do that. Or like I'll put it like at uni in my uni room, then like the table next to me is like slightly higher than my bed, so like my bed's there and the
Yeah.
table's there, and I put it on there. So I have to like bend my arm, and it's like really awkward to turn it off. And like I do it every time. There's been times where like I'll set my alarm for like 9 and I'll wake up at like 5 p.m. Um, it's really bad.
Okay, I guess when do you go to bed? Because I feel like that's the only way that could happen.
Oh man. Okay. You got me. Um, I mean sometimes it's reasonable. Sometimes I'll just be like really tired.
Yeah.
I sleep a lot. And I think I title a lot of stuff about sleep because I really like sleeping. My record is 18 hours. But it'll be like sometimes I'll go to sleep at like midnight or something, or like I'll be doing like work all day and I'll go to sleep at like midnight or like 1 or like 2 or something. And then I have to wake up for lectures at like 8 the next day, and it's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
And I sleep in, you know.
At my college, so all our beds are, well, it's a choice, but you can elevate your bed. So mine's really high off the ground,
Oh,
and I have to like get out of bed, like roll over, then climb down, and then walk over to my table to turn my alarm off. And by then, I'm like up for the day.
I should do that, but I don't hear it if it's close enough. Like I'll have it on full ringer, and if it's like more than 2 feet away, then I just like never clock it.
Hmm.
It's not there, or like it's in the dream, and like, oh, this is a cool sound, or like it'll be normal to me. It was like, oh, this is the nuclear bunker going
Yeah, I
off
know.
or something.
I think one time I had a dream where I was like in a hospital, and then it started beeping. I thought I was dying. Like I thought it was the heart rate monitor.
It was your alarm.
Yeah, but I woke up.
Oh man.
Okay, so you have a very eclectic style of sampling, completely flipping the works of original artists like 1975, Home, and Diversify. But you've also sampled several video games as well, like
Yeah.
Animal Crossing, Minecraft, and Pokemon. So I was wondering, what's your favorite video game?
Oh man, that's such a hard question. I mean, Minecraft and Pokemon are both up there, but I play Minecraft like every 2 months because like my friend group will like set up a server and like everyone plays it for like a week and then like everyone forgets about it.
Yeah, it's usually how
So
it goes.
I guess it's up there. Um, I think if I was gonna pick like one Minecraft to be my favorite game, it would be Xbox 360 edition. Where like when I was like 11 and stuff, then like everyone after school would like get on
Hmm.
and like we just play. And I had this big world, this big creative world called Sky City, where I had like a city in the sky on a super flat world. We just made like whatever we wanted, and like all my friends would be on. And it was like, it was so cool because it was huge, and it was like, that's my favorite thing ever did in Minecraft. But now I don't think it's my favorite game. Pokemon is high up there. I think if I had to pick like two titles, it would be X and Y,
Hmm.
like from the series. And people complain about those games like all the time. Because people are like, oh, well, because the first ones they did on the 3DS, and people are like, oh, we haven't got this right, and like people complain about like the models and stuff. But I was like 7 when I got it, so to me it was like, it was crazy, because you have like 700 of these like monsters that you can like trade and capture and like
Yeah, and that was the first 3D
in
one,
like a
right?
year. Yeah, it was so good. Because I never had like any experience with like the early ones, and then once I got really into X and Y, it was like it was about the time that the next ones came out, like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and I
That's what
got
I
that. I was
played.
like, oh, this is so cool. It was so good as well, because like, um, yeah, there's something about Pokemon that I can't like really explain. It's just so cool, and you had to be there, and you can still get into it. You should get into it. It's really good.
No, my friends have
After that, I
tried, but
started.
for me, it's like
Mm,
I loved Omega Ruby. Like I was really into it when I was like 8, probably, and I like finished the whole game
yeah,
and everything. And but for me, that's my Pokemon experience. I feel like every other game is just gonna be the same
man,
thing, and I know it's not, but I
it's
just can't get
not
invested
though.
like that.
You need to play Black and White too. Those are like objectively, well, not objectively, but like if you ask like a Pokemon like nerd, what's the best game? What should I play? It'll be like Pokemon Black and White 2. That's so good because it's like peak storytelling.
That's the one with
Like the
I forgot
characters are great.
what's their name. It's like
It's
Z something. They
um
have like the light green hair.
I can't remember. Oh, N.
And yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, N's so cool. He's such a good character as well. Like that whole like the lore of Pokemon is so good, and like I could just like talk about it all day, which is so sad. But it's like
That's
I don't even
awesome.
care. It's that good. I think that's probably my favorite like game franchise, Pokemon.
Hmm. Do you usually sample from X and Y, like when you go for Pokemon samples, or
No, surprisingly not, because I think it's got like some awful music. Because with it being the first 3D game, then they completely abandoned like the sound fonts that
Mhm.
made the earlier games so special. And they were like, okay, well, we need like rock guitars, we need like strings, we need to like show off this new console, and it was so lame. Like, there's good tracks that I've tried to sample. I don't think I've any like released anything that like samples it. Um, Sun and Moon, um, I've sampled a few times. I have the black and white sound font, which is really, really good. I've used that quite a few times. Um, but no, not X and Y,
Mhm.
unfortunately. And then I think the newer one once. I don't know if I sent it to you a few days ago. It might have been yesterday. I was looking through like old Ableton files, and I had like a remix of that one song by Central C, like
Oh, you talked about. You didn't
where he's
send it
not
to me.
homophobic.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good to be honest. But it was just like I was so determined to sample it. That was from the news game Scarlet and Violet, which are also really good. Whole franchise is amazing.
Yeah, I know my friends like that one because I have two friends that are like both like really into Pokemon. But yeah,
They're cool friends.
I know when Sword and Shield came out, my friend they beat it like in one day, and they were just like, "That
Mm.
sucked. That wasn't good." But they still
It
finished the whole
it
game
did
in a
actually
day.
suck. Yeah. Well, that's the rule. Like, I feel like if you're like really into the rule is you have to buy all the new releases, complain about them, and then as soon as the next games come out, they're actually really good.
Mhm.
And you've always thought that, and you have to like die on a hill for those games. Like, there's people who are like, "Oh, Sword and Shield are like so good," who were like 3 years ago like hating on it so hard. It's like, no, you need to get life.
Yeah. Was Legends of Arceus good? Because that one looked cool to me, and I just never got it.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there.
Oh wait, Legends of Arceus, I think it was called. It was like the open world, like.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was really good. I think like the stuff that they try to do like open world and stuff was kind of just like buzzwords from gaming that people were like demanding. Like the adult fans, and they were like, okay, well if it sells copies, and it was really good. The post game was really good. The story was really really good. Um, but I feel like it was very like for the adult fans
Mhm.
who like weren't satisfied with anything they're doing. So they were just like, okay, well here's a throwback to this game. Here's a throwback to this game. Um, the score for that is really good though. I know you sampled that once.
Oh, I forgot what the town theme was, but it got leaked before the game came out, and then I sampled it for a beat.
Yeah, it was
Alright.
really good. They had it in all the trailers and stuff.
I guess additional question. Do you have like a favorite Pokemon?
Oh man, I do, but I'd have to think. One of my favorites for a long while, but I think I don't really agree with it now is Obstagoon, from Sword and Shield. That was like the one good thing to come out of it, Obstagoon, because he's just awesome. But I think now, um, oh God, I don't know. Usherwood's pretty cool from Black and White, and um, the new legendaries from the new game are cool. Koraidon is really cool. Um, but I don't know. I don't think I have one. They're all just like
That's fair.
rad.
I know making food is a fun hobby for you. You're actually making salmon right before we did this interview. So I was
I
wondering if you,
was.
I
I
was
was.
wondering if you could settle one of the longest lasting debates of mankind. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I've never heard that.
Really? That's like a big thing over here.
No, I've never heard that. Um, I I guess, but I can see why it feels wrong because like one bun, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think you have to have like two pieces of bread for it to be a sandwich.
Yeah, that's what I think. But then
You can't have like one rolled over.
like you call like Subway a sandwich, right? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, but that no, because they actually cut the bread in half.
Hmm.
Apart from it's a flatbread, but that doesn't count because it's like a hipstery thing. So I don't. We'll leave it to them. We'll leave it to them.
Okay.
But I don't think a hot dog is actually. I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, me and Bappy were. This is okay. I put this question because after the last interview, me and Bappy were like talking about it, and we both agreed that it probably isn't, but like it feels like it should be. Cause like if you got
Hmm.
like the hot dog and then you put it in
Kind
between
of.
like two loaves of bread, like would that count?
No, but that's miserable though. So that doesn't count. That's a struggle meal, not a
Okay.
sandwich.
Okay, what if you put
Um,
like the
I
hot
guess if
dog between two bagels, like in the hole?
ooh, that's
You have to eat it like.
that's terrible. Ooh, would it even fit?
Let's
That'd be
let's
so
let's just say
awful.
it does, but you have to eat it like you have to work your way down.
Well, so you have to like eat it like horizontally. So you have to have like you get halfway through and then the bagel is just kind of like there.
Yeah, so you
That's
gotta
so
open wide for
awful.
that part.
Oh my God. That's awful. That's vile.
So this ties into a question I asked earlier. So you're a big fan of Pokemon, and even named yourself after a town from Diamond and Pearl. So given your right, because that's what Pastoria town's from.
Yes, it is. It is. But I think it would like I saw that because I was after what you call it, COVID or then I thought this is a terrible name. I need something way better, and I was like, stuck on it for a few days. And it got to the point where I was just like browsing Bulbapedia
Hmm.
for like an hour, and then I came across that. I was like, that's so cool, because I can like tie it into so much stuff. Because I thought like it's kind of religious. I don't make like religious music or anything, but I
Well,
was
you
like,
have that one
it's kind
song.
of got like a theme. I do. That's true. Because that's that whole album. I can't remember what it's called, but it's by Commissioned, which is like this gospel group from the 80s. That is so good. That's one of the few things I've given 5 stars in radio music.
Mhm.
It's genuinely life changing. It's so good. Um, but no, I thought like I always got that religious element. It feels like significant, I guess, and also like, if you're on a farm, there's a lot of farms where I live, but it's also kind of suburban. Um, it's like pastoral. I feel like if you take care of someone, that's like pastoral. Um, there's a lot of connections. I feel like it's just a versatile name, and it's pretty.
It is pretty. So my question was, do you think that every Pokemon could beat 1 billion lions?
What every single one? Oh, so like if you had like one of every Pokemon.
Yeah, versus 1 billion lions.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I think so. If you had like Arceus and stuff, then yeah, definitely. There's some that could just like solo 1 billion lions, like delete them from existence,
Mhm.
literally. I think if you had everyone that, like, there's no question.
Okay, because me and Bag were having this debate when he came down to Texas, and his argument was that there's just too many lions. Like,
No, I disagree. I disagree because they can like change reality and stuff. You can like just like swipe them away.
mhm. Do you think that like
I don't
most of the
know.
Pokemon will like go down pretty quickly though, just
Yeah, defo.
because there's like
Like maybe like five, and that's it.
okay, because there's like 1,000 Slink Pokemon, right?
I think so. Yeah, like just over 1,000 now. I think
Yeah, and then 1 billion is like I don't know how many zeros more than
a
that,
lot.
but it's a lot. So I feel like
I
if
think
they
it's nine.
maybe, uh, that
I
sounds
don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, so three, so that's 6 times more. Okay, glad I figured that out.
yeah.
Yeah, so if you had actually, I guess 6 lions per Pokemon isn't that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
But there'd still be a lot of lines
Actually,
left.
wait, just the.
I think it'd be down to like a select
Oh
few.
wait, no, that math's not right. I just thought about that. 6 lions for 1,000 Pokemon, 6,000 lions. So it's a lot more
I
than
mean,
that.
yeah, no. But still, you have like some that could like, you have like God in that, like Pokemon God, like Arceus
Hmm.
is that, and like he can just like will them out of existence. I sound like such a nerd,
Well,
but
I asked you because you know about
you could
Pokemon.
do. No, I think definitely, but like it would be down to like a select few, like the best of the best.
Hmm.
And then maybe like I don't know, like Dragonite and stuff would like have a good chance. Maybe like 100, and then they like get swarmed.
Hmm. See, I'm on
I
your
don't
side
know.
with this, especially
Tough
if
question.
Pokemon are allowed to fly, just because they can get off the ground.
Mm,
But
true.
I know Bag was like, what if they make a lion ladder and they just stack up? But I feel like they can't
No,
be
but they
that
wouldn't
mobile
though,
if they
because they're
do that.
dumb. Nah. Maybe if they got on like a ledge and like they jumped
But,
at like an opportune moment.
oh, but I feel like it's like lemmings; they just keep going.
Oh, true. Maybe,
They do have a lot of lions to
maybe
work with, though, so that's not a bad strategy.
that's true. Because they could like reach the moon or something, so they could have like a tower.
Would they
They
have
can
lion
spot like the ones that are trying to
spacesuits
like flee as
to get
well.
up there?
No, I think like teamwork is enough there.
But like they can breathe up there.
Yeah, I think if they try hard enough.
Okay, yeah, that's
Also,
fair.
it's like it's unfair, I think, because there's like Pokemon that can breathe in space. So I think it's only fair if you like let them breathe in space as
Yeah, I
well.
guess the question is like, are the Pokemon like nonstop battling, or do they run away? Because like if they run away, it's a different argument.
I think some would run away. It's like I think you have like the big powerful ones that are trying to kind of sort it out as quick as possible. You have like um the tiny ones like Pikachu and that like running away.
Hmm.
But I don't know. It's like it's up to them.
I think part of the argument's also like, if I go and like beat you up, right? I feel like on your screen it probably
Mm,
just shows me punching like nothing, right? Because to me
mm.
you're on my right.
Yeah,
But like if I beat you up and then you run away, doesn't that mean I won?
yeah.
So if the Pokemon run away from the
No,
fight, wouldn't the Lions win technically?
maybe I don't know because is this a fight to the death or is this like a I don't does one like do you have like a Pokemon that is like 100 left and they're like oh man okay we give in,
I feel like it's just
is
last
that
man
like does that
standing.
count as a win? Okay, so is to the death. Yeah, no, Pokemon win definitely.
Okay. So final verdict. You heard it here.
It's Pokemon winning. Lions don't stand a chance.
Mhm. Two songs in your SoundCloud are labeled with "Internet Album" in the title.
Mm,
And while Home Garage made it onto a full other year, Dream On is yet to make an appearance in any of your projects. So I was wondering, what's
that's
the
true.
story behind the Internet Album?
Okay, I think that's gonna take quite a while to explain, but I will try my best. So basically, me and Hagen from Sleepaway fame, we both decided, okay, we need to like do a collab album. And we had like it was gonna be, I don't know if you could call it like a concept album, but there was gonna be like a story behind it, and like every track was gonna be like based on like one thing that happened, and we were like, okay, well, this can't just be an album. We're gonna have like web pages and like social media accounts that like link to these, and like they're really like freaky dedicated fans because we pretended that we had them.
Mm-hmm.
Would like look into it like, oh, that's so cool because like this person from this track is also this person from this track. And it's like we want to do that. We had a Google Doc that kind of linked it, um, and that was going like really well for like 3 months, I would say. Um, and then we kind of just gave up. But anyway, Dream On is the first track that we made for it. I don't know if it's called that on the actual internet album, but like
It was called like Until Then, I think.
yeah, it was. It was. Um, I I don't know if it's like a lyric from the thing, but like Dream On is the only thing that like I recognize from the song.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the plan was like everyone we knew at the moment, we were gonna invite to go on the song, whether it be like they produce like a minute for it, or whether they'd like rap or something or like sing. We didn't really know that many people, so it was going to be like 20 minutes. But we got like I think one feature, and that was it.
I don't.
Dream On is like the unedited version of it.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm so sad that never came out. Although technically it's leaked twice on the internet. There's been two separate occasions. I know there was a website that Carlo found. That's Higgin. That it like had
Mm.
just all the tracks just on there for some reason. It was some random like Indian website, and it just had all the
Oh
entire
my
internet
god.
album on there. So I don't know how they did that,
Okay,
but it's out there.
that's so weird.
So if someone wants to
I've
go find
never
that,
seen that.
it's there somewhere. Um, and then I know a while ago,
And then
Nine
there was
Nine made their own version of the album where it's like all one track and it's
it
really
was
like bit crushed. And somebody,
it's like 8 megabytes.
yeah, somebody like found it, and they're like, "What is this? This is crazy!" And we just never said anything about it. So I guess the secret's
Because they
out.
put it on their Instagram story,
Yeah,
and they're like, "Oh, this is so well produced. This is like a full thing. This is lost media," and it was so funny because I was like, I could just send you the
yeah.
MP3s. I'm not allowed to though, because like, I think Higgins still like really adamant, like, oh yeah, no, we're still making it. It's
Uh,
still coming
3
out.
years later.
Like the deadline's been shifted. Like
Well, it's coming out in
not deadline,
2050,
the
so
release date. It better. Yeah, yeah, that's what it's listed as. So
um,
you better stick around till then, because it'll be coming out.
yeah. I feel like that project was kind of doomed to fail because, man, like no shade to
Unfortunately, yeah.
Carlo, but he just goes in phases, and he was making like
Mm.
hyperpop at that point, and then he got out of that
He
phase, and then
was.
after that, it was just over. Because he's like,
And it was so sad because you determined it was a phase and not like a kind of like thing to build on. He was like, "Oh, this is the past. Like, I'll never make stuff like this." And I was like, "Okay, that's a shame, because that's what this project's based on, you
yeah.
know."
I mean, now he's fully on
But
his like West Coast, like California stuff,
mm,
and he was.
it's so good as
It
well.
is really good. He was supposed to drop an EP for Valentine's Day, and I thought like maybe this one would actually come out, but maybe someday.
That's such a shame, because like, all the stuff he's made, like in the past, like I don't know how many years it has been, like until what am I trying to say? Like I don't know how many years it's been like since he's like released like a full coherent project.
Never.
Um, it's like, but they're all so good is the thing. Like House and Home. House and Home is so
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
so good. There were a lot of
Um,
like really good tracks on that project. I don't know if you ever got to hear like the unreleased stuff for it, but
nah,
like
was Hemprobe on that?
no, that was just like a random thing he made, which is surprising.
Man, but that was so good. Still, like he needs to make like a compilation of all the stuff he's done and just release it.
Honestly, I think
Because
that's
that's why
the
I do not have so much
yeah.
fun.
He's made the best song ever. Like would really like probably like 10 times at this point. Like whenever he gets in one of his phases, he makes one that's like really crazy, and then he just scraps it. And it never gets heard from ever again. So
There was so many ones like that on the internet. Like Sweet and Sour. That one's really good. I need to leak that. His bits on Until Then were really good.
yeah,
He did a bit for one which I don't know if it's out. I can't remember if I released it on the other SoundCloud. Which is like I worked on that for ages, and then he did like some chops for it, which are really, really, really good. And I never found any way to like include them. He's a genius, I think.
yeah.
Producing.
Shout out Hagen. He needs to release more music, please.
Shout out
please.
Hagen. He needs to.
Like, he's making like a lot of stuff too because he sent it to me sometimes. It's just like, I feel like he's really like, at least for the sound he's going for, he's like kind of perfected it. He needs to just let like everyone else hear it.
Yeah, he does. Especially that one flip of, I think it's on his SoundCloud. I don't know if he's taken it down or anything, but he did that flip of
The Roy Ayers song.
Oh, I know what I'm on about. Yeah, the Royale song. It's so good. He needs to like, you need to listen to that because I think that's like one of the only like Hagen things that's like semi-recent that's out. Google that, listen to that.
Yeah, I'll put it like on screen when we talk about it.
Absolutely, yeah, you need to. Yeah, listen to Hagen. He needs to make more stuff like that because that's so good.
Yeah, for sure. I lost a battle during the last episode, and I need to reclaim my honor. Can we please play rock paper scissors?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on time, but
yeah, it was really laggy last time. So just like whatever you're gonna go with, just stick with it, and then we'll see. And we're gonna go rock paper scissors shoot. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe slowly though.
Yeah, slowly.
Rock
paper
scissors
shoot. But this... uh-oh. That's a bad start. Okay.
Man. Not looking good. Best of 3.
Best out of 3, yeah. Okay. Rock.
All right. Rock,
paper scissors shoot. Ooh, for tie.
Oh,
for tie.
Okay.
Now it's serious.
Man.
Okay.
All right.
Rock,
paper
scissors shoot. Oh. All right. We gotta run it back. Okay. Rock.
Okay. One more.
Rock, paper
scissors.
Yeah!
Oh no.
All right,
man.
So...
the tech is just stick with one, and like
honestly, yeah,
they lose
because
it's their fault.
They never know.
But no, you're too smart. They never know.
So I think really it just means that Americans are better than British people at rock paper scissors.
No,
I think that's what it means.
That's not true at all.
We have 2 American winners so far.
Man, I'm not gonna let that slide. I'll get you back.
You touched on this before earlier, but when you were first starting Pastoria, you were very set on making real music to distance yourself from your work as Coconut. So I was wondering, do you want to talk about what real music meant and like how it impacted your earlier work as Pastoria?
Sure. Real music is lame, by the way. Don't ever try and make like real music. In my eyes, because I think like a lot of my friends at the time were in like bands and stuff, and they were making like, to me, like, this is cool. This is like, it takes skill because you have to play it live and it's with a stringed instrument. And I felt like, okay, well that's real because you have to like work as a team, like with real people in like real time. And I thought like I'd make something, especially when it's like not serious. I'd be like, this sucks compared to things. And I was less bothered about having fun, and more bothered about like being taken seriously. And that's like, that feels valid when you're kind of in that headspace. But like, it's so damaging because if you try to be serious, and you make something that sounds good, then like you'll still think, oh, this pales in comparison because it's not live, it's not with other people, it's not with an instrument that takes skill. As that sucks so bad as a mindset. So I remember I made Tortoise, which is kind of like, I thought, okay, well I can be like minimalist, I can be like Aphex Twin, like be really cool making like really minimalist like.
But isn't Aphex Twin like all synthesizers?
That's what I'm saying. But like people take that seriously, so I was like, okay, there's a loophole. There's someone who makes minimalist stuff, it gets taken seriously for it. I didn't think like, okay, well he's having fun as well, and he's like sometimes just like joking around. That never crossed my mind. I was like, okay, this is fully serious. Just like, this is performance art. I want to be like him. which is so lame. So I think I made that, and then I made Court Vision, and I had so much fun making it. I thought, okay, well, this is what music is about. This is about uh, real music is any music. Um, and that took ages to like think about because hang on, okay, well, like someone who's just saying makes like something really terrible that's like there's no rhythm to or anything, like that's still music, and that annoyed me, right? Because I was like, well, how can that be true? How can like something else be art, even if it's like bad, in my opinion? And I think that's such a lame mindset. You just have to kind of accept that like everything is art or music, like whether you like it or not.
Hmm.
And once I got past that, you have fun making stuff, and you can have favorites. That's allowed. You can dislike stuff you made, but I started having fun. I made Court Vision. I made the remix of White by Cities of Eve. I made like all the stuff in the first compilation that I made, and I was like, well, I'm gonna set a rule for myself because I took Sleepaway off sleep streaming, and people complained about it, and I was like, well, it's not real music, not good enough. And that was my justification. Partially it was due to the fact that I didn't really want to pay DistroKid because I got a really good deal for my first year,
Yeah.
and then like after that, then I had to pay like the equivalent of like $20 or something, and I was just like, I don't know. I have 5 monthly listeners. I don't really care enough to keep it on.
Okay, well now though you have
Um,
like I think you have like 70, which is kind of crazy.
it's crazy as well because I don't know. I would have never imagined that like people. That's the other thing. When you enjoy yourself, when you have fun making music, then people like it. And people like if people don't like it, that's fine as well. But like people will like you more as an artist for making stuff that you like and making stuff fun because like you're motivated to get better at it.
Hmm.
Um, I think as well. Um, while it's kind of going against the point I'm making, I follow the like a lot of that like this isn't real music. This is like a sad, moody reflection of like what I'm going through. Like that kind of element kind of seeped into the compilation a bit, and like some people like enjoy that. But I think your music when you take it like not as seriously and when you have fun making it, it's it's better and it's a reflection of like you at the moment.
Hmm.
I try to do that as much as I can. You should too.
You, the listener, you heard it here first.
You should. The listener. Hmm.
Yeah, I think also just being like authentic to yourself, like you were saying, because I think if you're like, I want to make Nespen type beat, like you're gonna get
Mm,
bored of it eventually because you're like boxing yourself in so
you
much.
will. It's fun to be inspired by other people, but you should be inspired by them rather than like copying them.
Yeah.
I think I told you to copy some. I told you to copy Jenny Weaver earlier.
Hmm.
Don't do that. You need to be inspired by her. You need to have fun. When you make stuff. Otherwise, it's sad and like you feel bad about yourself.
Hmm. Okay, so after the release of everything else so far, you made a post on Twitter about how you still have another project on the way. So what can fans
I
come to
do.
expect from you going forward?
I haven't. I haven't really started making it to be honest. Like I have ideas for it. And I
That's
have like
fair.
little prototypes, but I can't remember whether. No, I do know where the image is from. Because whereas all the other images that are taking projects is like have came from me. So like Sleepaway was a forest near me. Actually no, a Folivia isn't from me. That's from a website in like Scotland or something. Complained that like the people who did the road markings for a roundabout did it the wrong way
Uh,
around, and I thought, oh, that's so cool. That's so me. But also the image is kind of moody, so I was like, okay, okay. And then the other one I took on a little camera in a car park in Edinburgh. Um, but this one isn't mine for once. It's from a Italian restaurant in Japan, which does like really inauthentic Italian food called Caesarea. Um, and I thought that idea of like being so inauthentic and like tacky, is so cool. I want to do something with it, and also like I haven't sampled Japanese stuff enough, so I want to have some fun with that. But in truth, I have very little recorded, so
mhm.
yeah, that's all I can say at the minute.
That's fair. Yeah, looking forward to whatever that winds up being whenever it comes out.
Hmm. Yeah, hopefully soon, because I have loads of free time at the minute.
Mhm.
But yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
As the episode comes to a close, is there anything that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Okay, at the minute, I've been listening to a lot of Prefab Sprout. Shout out Prefab Sprout. They're from like really close to me. Shout out. I was gonna say shout out Leroy because I've been listening to loads of Leroy at the minute. Don't shout out Leroy. I don't like Leroy. Shout out because they were the guests before. And shout out Bappy. Thank you for streaming my music a lot. I'm very, very grateful. Shout out LYYNXCLUB. For always being there. Shout out like what are the other two collectors?
Qui-Goons,
KG
yeah.
and yeah, and Killstreak.
Yeah.
Both of them, they're cool. I really enjoy your stuff. Shout out I don't know if you know this artist. AAMU. Very niche. They're really good though. You should definitely give them a listen.
I'll definitely go check them out afterwards.
And I don't know. When you pick like a really random one, Orangj Cake Mix. You should listen to Orangj Cake Mix because he's got like no link to me, but he's got like 250 monthly listens.
Well,
and the
doesn't he
stuff he's
follow
made
you
is some
though,
of the
like on
best,
your
like,
personal account?
ambient stuff. Oh, he does. Yeah, he follows me
Yeah.
on Facebook and stuff as well.
Follow you on
It's like
Facebook?
I swear he does. Yeah. Well, he follows me on Instagram as well, like on my personal. But I swear he follows me on Facebook. I follow Orangj Cake Mix and like it'll put me on Bandcamp and I'll be like, oh, it's so cool. But his album Silver Linings Underwater, I think I got that right.
It's like
That's
the,
really
it's
good.
part of
That's
the
some
Bliss
of the best
compilation that like
ambient.
Darla did, but yeah.
Yeah. That and I mean the Sweet Trap one's really good. And then there's another one by Tenjira, I think. Called Nationwide Sleep Disorder. That's really, really good. You should listen to that.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
But yeah.
Yeah, I really
It's
wanted
really
to
good.
fit him in like somewhere in the interview, but I didn't know how, so I'm glad you brought that up.
Tenjira.
No, Orangj Cake Mix, because like if you don't know about him, like you need to listen to him right now.
You do. I mean, hopefully he's on this soon.
Man, I would hope so, because
Few episodes.
when I used to do Ladcast,
That'd be so cool.
I emailed him. I think I emailed him on Facebook, on Instagram, through Bandcamp. But yeah, I would have loved to have Orangj Cake Mix on here at some point if it's possible.
Mm.
Although we probably
Hopefully,
have to do
yeah.
it through like probably Zoom. I think he's too old to use Discord.
Yeah. No, I think so. Although he might. You have all these like artists, like that's a hip cool thing. You have like an account that you don't use. And you have like a server.
I know, but I don't think
We
he
have,
cares about that. Is the thing.
I don't know.
Like,
Well, I mean,
because I
yeah,
don't
that's
even know
true,
what he
that's
does
true.
from like, because like unfortunately he never like made it off on music. So like he probably has like a normal job that he does.
I think he's going through stuff at the minute. On his Facebook, then he says like, "I'm taking this off. Or like, this is the last. I have to sell this." There was one time like we had to sell a synthesizer that he's used for like decades, and it was okay.
Oh, what?
And I would have bought it. No, he deserves a lot more. He's
Yeah.
amazing. You should take a listen to it. I sampled him quite a few times. Sweet Olive and Dream On, which we were talking about before, are both like really major samples of his.
Yeah, and you guys work on Bandcamp too, because like on streaming services, that's only like a fraction of what's
Yeah.
actually like put out there.
And you can buy his like whole discography, like which is like hundreds of stuff for like $20 or something. So you should do that. I was thinking about it. It's really, 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 really good.
Yeah, he's like Viper if he was like a normal person. Let's put it that way.
Oh my god. Maybe not so often. Maybe he doesn't like release stuff so often.
Well,
Maybe not so like controversial.
not now, but I don't know. I feel like they were both really ahead of their time though, with like,
Yeah.
because he kind of pioneered like the whole like bedroom pop sound. I feel like, even though obviously people don't like take influence from it, but he was doing it really early, where it sounded really like lo-fi and like do it yourself.
Yeah. He was having fun as well. That's why it's good.
And you know what else was good? Pastoria's music. So I'd like to thank you for coming on to this episode. I hope you had fun. I hope
No
you,
problem.
the listener, had
I
a
did.
good time listening to this. I'll come up with an outro someday, but thank you for coming on today.
No problem.
Wait, that's gonna do it again?